Hi, my name is Destiny and I am very opinionated on specifically books on the internet. Now here's the thing, usually every single year I feel like I try to browse my favorite authors' Instagrams of like people that I've enjoyed in the past year with books, and I try to find out if they are releasing new books or like maybe a series that I've started, and then I just talk about those specifically. However, I thought that it would be interesting if we went through a list of the most anticipated 2026 releases that Goodreads has curated, and even books I've never heard of, to go through them and rank them on a scale. Now let's discuss the scale. At the top we have, you're going to see this in my 2026 wrap up. These are books that I know I'm going to get to in the year that are just an automatic read for me. At the very bottom, no one could convince me to read this. And in the middle we have, if I saw a good enough review, I would read it. I'm probably going to throw out some different phrases throughout, but that is kind of the scale that we have. So we're going to kind of rank them on that. So pretty self-explanatory. Let's just get into it, shall we? I actually have not used Goodreads in months, so this is going to be interesting to revisit. Okay, so here we are on Goodreads, and this is the most popular books published in 2026. Books most frequently added to Goodreads member shelves. Well, I think that there are like over 100 books on here. I'm just gonna kind of go through, I feel like, the top 100, like ones that really catch my eye or I have an opinion on. Red Bull in hand, let's go. Flavor is not the best. It's fine. At number 1, we have The Ballad of Falling Dragons, which is Moonfall number 2. Now, I actually did read this book back in 2024. Funny enough, I actually did pose with this book for the thumbnail, so you got pranked is all I have to say. This one really did catch me off guard. One thing I have to say that I do respect is that we didn't like rush a release for the next year. Like, obviously that book came out in 2024 and then it wasn't released in 2025, and this one is releasing in, I don't know actually, does it say? I know it doesn't say on first glance, but I feel like it's not too far into 2026, or I may be so wrong. I may be so wrong. Actually, should I like do some research? Should I like do some more digging into it? Let's see. Oh, April 28th. Okay. About 4 months into the year. Oh, all right. Almost five months into the year. Okay. Well, honestly, I'm going to say you'll see this in my 2026 wrap up because I really did enjoy this book. Was it very predictable for me? Absolutely. Did I have a great time reading it? Yeah. While it is predictable and sometimes that does make me feel a little like, oh dang, like I kind of wish it would have caught me off guard. If it's a plot that I'm okay with, like if I predict it, but I'm like, you know what, I would honestly like for that to happen, I'm completely fine with it. Okay, number 2, Burn of the Everflame. I'm gonna put this almost at, you won't see me reading this, but I'm honestly going to put this at highly unlikely. Highly unlikely because this is the 4th book in a series and I've never even started this series and I've never like really wanted to. Now with these first 2, I didn't want to read the synopsis because they are like in the middle of a series, so I didn't think that the synopsis really mattered. Number 3, Frida McFadden's Dear Debbie. Let's see. Says sometimes enough. How many books does she release a year? And how is that humanly possible? Like the probability of me picking up one of her books, honestly, I would put it more towards the middle. The reason I would put it more towards the middle is because sometimes when I'm like, I've seen so many people talk about it and I'm just so interested. Like I'm so interested in what I would feel. However, I've read 3 Frida McFadden books, and I have this like strikeout rule that I made with authors where I will give an author 3 chances. So I'll read like 3 different books, and if I feel like primarily one way about them, that's just kind of what it is for me. And so far with Frida McFadden, I think I liked The Housemaid, but the other 2 books I just really didn't like. Like I didn't think they were good. They're a little predictable, and then sometimes like with the twists, it doesn't feel like something that you could search through throughout the story. It feels like something that she just like threw out there for the sake of a twist. Any of her books will kind of lean more towards the middle because it's like, I'm not gonna act like I'm not susceptible to book FOMO. Okay, sometimes enough is enough. Debbie is losing it. For years, she has compiled all of her best advice into her column, Dear Debbie, where the wives of New England come for sympathy and neighborly advice. Through her work, Debbie has heard from countless women who were ignored, belittled, or even abused by their husband. And Debbie does her best to guide them in the right direction, or at least she did. These days, Debbie's life seems to be spiraling out of control. She just lost her job. Something strange is happening with her teenage daughters, and her husband is keeping secrets, according to the tracking app she installed on his phone. Now, Debbie's done being the bigger person. She's done being reasonable and practical. It's time to take her own advice, and now it's time for payback against all the people in her life who deserve it most. Okay, honest, I'm just gonna be completely honest with you guys. That didn't even like really get me interested. Okay, number 4, we have My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. I wish I read more Alice Feeney. It's just that I'm never in the mood for a thriller. Like, I am never super in the mood for it. And if I am, I always am like, I want to read an Alice Feeney one because Rock, Paper, Scissors is one of my favorite thrillers ever. And I literally think about it every single winter. But I just don't. I think I have Beautiful Ugly right now on my Audible that I could listen to. I don't know. I feel like I need to read that before the year's over, because I feel like it was up for like the thriller award this year. Okay, My Husband's Wife. This title is intriguing me. Okay. Eden Fox, an artist on the brink of her big break, sets off on a run before her first exhibition when she returns to the home she recently moved into. Spyglass, an enchanting old house in Hope Falls. Nothing's as it should be. Her key doesn't fit. A woman eerily similar to her answers the door, and her husband insists that the stranger is his wife. Okay, wait, I'm confused. Is it Eden's husband? One house, one husband, two women. Someone is lying. Oh, her husband insists that this stranger is his wife? 6 months earlier, a reclusive Londoner called Bertie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits Spyglass. This unexpected gift from a long-lost grandmother brings her to the pretty seaside village of Hope Falls, but then Bertie stumbles upon a shadowy London clinic that claims to be able to predict a person's date of death, including her own. Secrets start to unravel as the line between truth and lies blurs. Bertie feels compelled to right some old wrongs. I'm gonna be honest, I want to put this more towards the front because this synopsis has me confused in the best way possible. Like, I'm a little bit like, yeah, I don't really know what's happening here, but I want to know what's happening here. Number 5, The Night We Met. Oh, this is Say You'll Remember Me number 2. Unfortunately, I probably don't remember the guy or the girl that is in this book. Oh, wait. Like, something in my brain is kind of calling out to me. Like, something in the very back of my brain. The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. In everyone's life, there's a split-second decision that can change everything. For Larissa, it can't. I wonder how Larry feels. That this is her name on this book. I wonder how she feels. Anyway, moving on. For Larissa, it came when choosing which guy to ride home with after a concert. That night, she had no idea that she'd met the perfect man. She and Chris are great together, co-parenting a slightly unhinged rescue Yorkie, sharing their favorite books and judging bread. Pumpernickel for the win. For the first time amid all her side hustles to scrape by, things finally feel easy. But Chris isn't the one who drove Larissa home. Chris is her boyfriend's best friend. Wait, what? Chris is her boyfriend's best friend. All Chris wants is for Larissa to be happy. Standing by on the sidelines is slowly killing him, but making a move to destroy someone. Wait, I'm so confused. So they co-parent a Yorkie, but they're not together? Guys, am I stupid? Chat, what is going on? Okay, somebody drove her home from the concert, but Chris is not the one who drove her home from the concert. Chris is her boyfriend's best friend, which is messy. Can I just say that's messy? Even though I didn't love Say You'll Remember Me, I love Abby Jimenez's books. Like, I do. I truly love them. I literally love them. So I'm definitely going to read this. Number 6, we have And Now Back to You. Okay. This is like the first book was The First Time Caller that came out like around Valentine's Day this year. This is the second one, and I already know that I want to read this because when the guy popped up in the book, like he worked at the same radio station as the guy from First Time Caller, I was like, I need his book now. His energy, and you could see where the romance was going to go. I was like, I need that story right now. I already know that this is going to be a want to read, and it's going to be at the very front. Like, I can definitely say that this will be in my 2026 wrap up. It says, Jackson Clark and Delilah Stewart have had their fair share of run-ins over the years, often ending in disaster. While Jackson thrives on routine and organization from the comfort of his radio booth, Delilah loves the spontaneity and adventure out of the field. When they're partnered against their will to cover the snowstorm of the century, they find themselves scrambling to figure out how to work together. Eager to be taken seriously as a journalist, Delilah offers Jackson a deal. If he can help her ace this assignment, she'll help him rediscover his long-lost fun side. Number 7, Red Rising Saga number 7. No. I will never complete or continue reading the Red Rising series. It's not her. Two families vacationing at a secluded lake resort are at the center of a chilling crime and mysterious disappearance in this twisty, unput-downable thriller. Courtney Gray's tranquil family vacation is shattered when she hears a blood-curdling scream from the lakeside cottage next door. There she finds the lifeless bodies of her brother and sister-in-law. Her teenage niece Reese is nowhere to be found, while her nephew Wyatt lies asleep upstairs unharmed. Now here's the thing. I'm going to put this in the middle. Like, if I heard enough people talk about it, I would definitely pick this up. But as we've already established, I'm never like in a huge thriller mood. But if I heard enough people talk about this one, I would 100% pick it up. King of Gluttony, no. I think I read the first like three or four books in this series. I don't know. Oh no, 4. I read the first 4 books, and they're just like not memorable at all. The Astral Library. I'm gonna be honest, and it sucks because I am judging a book by its cover. I don't even want to read the synopsis on this one. I'm gonna say that this one is just like not. There's just no chance. Number 11, The Daisy Chain Flower Shop. No, I don't. The one book of the Dream Harbor that I would consider reading is the one, I think the girl runs the bakery and the guy runs the bar, because they've been talked about throughout the whole entire series. And I think, actually, let's see if that book has come out yet, because I am like, I do need to read that, because that is like the final thing that I need to read for this series, because I need to know how their story goes. Oh, The Gingerbread Bakery. Could I read this Christmas season? Should I go get this from Barnes and make a holiday reading vlog where I read this? And that would be the last of this series that I ever read, I think. Heartstopper Volume 6. Go ahead and put it at the very top. I am definitely 100% going to read this. I kept on thinking about when this was going to come out, and I'm actually very excited for it. Anatomy of an Alibi. First Lie Wins. No. I'm sorry. No. Like, even looking at the synopsis, because like sometimes thrillers sometimes to me feel like what people can say about the romance genre, where like synopsises just feel the same sometimes. Like, it's like the same few storylines that like every thriller author is like gonna put a twist on. And this whole entire like a tense, feverish thriller about 2 women's lives that are forever intertwined when a murder threatens to expose them both. Like, I don't care. Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune. Honestly, Carly Fortune really surprised me with One Golden Summer. Like, really, that was definitely one of my favorite books this year. Best friends have 1 week in paradise to fix their friendship or fall apart. Ugh. Okay. I've seen this story before, and what I'm scared of when it comes to Carly Fortune is I didn't see it in One Golden Summer, but definitely in the past, there's been a lot of like, the book feels eerily similar to other books. Frankie and George have been best friends since they were 8 years old, both passionate, impulsive, and headstrong. They've always clashed and come back together until now. It's the eve of Frankie's wedding weekend, and she doesn't even know where they stand or if George will even show up as her best man. Then, at the start of the festivities, in walks George. For one glorious evening, surrounded by her loved ones, Frankie's life is finally perfect, but it all comes crashing down. Her fiance dumps her the next morning. Crushed and confused, Frankie returns to her family's home to wallow, but George has a different idea and plan for healing Frankie's broken heart. He wants to go on her honeymoon with him. Okay. Immediately, if my guy best friend came and he was like, listen, I think we should go on your honeymoon together, I would be like, Frankie agrees. Seeing the trip for what it really is, one last chance to repair their friendship, even if it means unearthing secrets and long buried feelings neither knows how to handle. Exactly. You guys know what you're doing. However, I will say want to read. I'm interested to see like where this leaves us. The story, again, guys, so many thrillers, and I'm just gonna be honest, like, unless they are being talked about as like being a really good thriller, it just probably won't be on my radar. Anyway, The Last King of Fairy. Oh, The Wicked Powers #1. The Last King of Fairy, the first book in the Wicked Powers, will be out everywhere in fall 2026. It's the final trilogy in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. Here's the thing about this. I'm going to put it at the bottom of the scale only because, and now hear me out on this, only because I would have to read the entirety of the Shadowhunter Chronicles first, which I'm not against, but that's like a lot of books, and I don't know if I would be able to read all of them within the year. So no, just for that alone. Victorious, Villains #3 by V.E. Schwab. Honestly, I would read this. I would put this Not like it will 100% be the 2026 wrap up, but somewhere near the top of the lineup. The rest of these are a bunch of like fantasy books that honestly I like am looking at them, and I've never read any of like the other books in the series, and I don't think that I would ever even pick these up. So we're just gonna kind of scroll past these. And more thrillers that I don't care about. Okay, adversary to the villain. I'm going to put this near the middle, but more near the back of it. And here's the reasoning for this. This is the fourth, and I haven't even read the second one. I really enjoyed the first one, and I made it like 40% into the second one, and literally just like ended up forgetting that I started it. And this was like the end of last year, the end of 2024. So I would need to like catch up. And it's like, honestly, I could see a world in which I do read the other two books in the series because I really do enjoy this world. I think it's fun. The Shippers, Catherine Center. Here's the thing about Catherine Center. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I don't. After a whole lifetime being bad at love, JoJo decides to solve her intimacy issues once and for all at her sister's destination wedding on a cruise ship. With the help of a little pop psychology, she diagnosed herself with fixation on the neighborhood guy who has her first crush and first kiss, and who just so happens to be a newly divorced wedding guest. She decides to woo him during the cruise for some long delayed closure. Only problem is her sister's a little busy being a bride at the moment, so JoJo ropes in her childhood bestie Cooper, who left town without a word 4 years earlier and moved to London. Cooper, who was, if she's honest, the worst heartbreak of JoJo's life. It's bliss for her to see him again, and it's agony too. And the more they team up for Project Conquest, the more she obsesses over questions she can't bring herself to. I know where this is going. You know, I've seen this film before. Honestly, it seems fun. When does this come out? If this comes out like near the summertime, I could definitely see myself picking this up. 100%. May. Okay, 19th of May. Okay. I'm going to put that as want to read. I think that you will probably see that in my 2026 wrap up. Just Friends by Haley Pham. Yeah, 100%. I'm literally going to categorize this as want to read, but I'm 100% reading this. I'm so excited and so proud. Like, genuinely, I've always said this, that it is hard and vulnerable to write a book. In everything, like even if it's not personally like relating to you, like you're putting a piece of yourself in every single thing that you write, and so vulnerable to put yourself out there. And I am so proud of anyone who can do that, but especially one of my very good friends doing that is so amazing. And I am very, very excited for this. I'm very excited for it to release and for all of you to read it and for everybody to love it. Elsie Silver's Fever Dream. No. Let's see. Do any of these? Oh, Broken Dove. I still have never read The Silver Elite. Do you guys remember when that book had its like time for like a few weeks? It wasn't like Fourth Wing, but I started to see the hype going there, but it didn't get to Fourth Wing level hype. Please let me know if that book is actually good. Like, please, because I have it and I would like to read it if it was actually good. Okay, The Bridge Kingdom, number 6. Y'all, I haven't even gotten to the third book because, No, I didn't even get to the second book because I got confused by like who the rest of the series follows. I think the second book does follow the same two people, but then I'm like, where does the series go from there? I don't know. The Vancouver Storm, number 5. I think I only read like the first two in this, and like I loved the first one, and like I at some point with sports romances am like, none of the rest of these are really catching my eye, if I'm being honest. Like none of these. Oh, In Her Own League. Want to read 100%. This is like the new series that she's starting, and I'm really, really excited for this one. I did think, like, if you guys read the last book in the Windy City series, I thought that it was going to follow, are they football players? Football players? Like the family that kind of gets introduced at the end. I thought the first book was going to follow them, but it's not. I'm hoping, does anybody know if she has spoke on them getting their own books in this series? Because I'm actually really excited for that. And I really enjoy the Windy City series, so I know that this will be good, and this will be on my 2026 wrap up, 100%. Okay, anything else catching my eye? We're getting close to the end. What? We're still writing Finley Donovan books? Honestly, the first one was quirky and fun to me, but I never read any of the others. So, ooh, this one's kind of catching my eye. I think it's looking like a sports romance, but it's Unbound. Oh, it's a third book in a series. Can I read it if I haven't read the other books? Let's do a little bit of investigating journalism, if you could call it that. Okay. Oh, why is the cover different? That's crazy. Okay, I did read the first one and I liked it because it reminded me of a different series. I never read the second one, but I feel like with these series, like, you can read them in whatever order. Like, is it a little unhinged and does it cringe me out a little bit to do that? Yes. But I really like the synopsis of this one. Like, they both kind of like have this like public image, not like necessarily public, but like what they show to everybody, and they have like their own things that they're struggling with, and I'm a sucker for those type of stories. I just love them. Let's see, are there any others before we hit number 100? I am not seeing any that are leading up to this. No, that's the 100. Okay, that's pretty much like all of the books in the top 100 2026 releases that I saw that caught my eye. I will say Annabelle Monaghan has a new book coming out in 2026, and I'm going to read that. I saw somebody say that Emily Henry is not releasing a book this year, which is completely fine with me. Because honestly, like, when did we start expecting authors to release a book every single year? Anyway, that is all of the 2026 releases that I have seen. It's the top 100 shelved on Goodreads, so we shall see, you know, what goes about that. But if I've missed any that you guys think that I would be excited for, also sometimes authors don't announce it until later into the year that they have a release coming out. Like, they kind of announce it at different times. But if there's one that you guys have seen that you think that I would want to read that I missed, let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know down below what books that you are excited for in the year of 2026 to come out. Hopefully I have a great reading year. You know, hopefully. A girl can dream. Anyway, with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff you guys know what to do. And I'll see you guys when I see you, which is hopefully tomorrow, but we shall see.